The void was never silent. It just pretended to be. Captain Rowan Hale learned that the hard way when the Asterion tore apart above the dying red star of Voron 3. The hull screamed, alarms howled, and the last words of his navigator echoed through the comms before the ship's AI cut to static. When he awoke, everything was ash and drifting debris. The emergency capsule had landed in the skeletal remains of a terraforming station long abandoned by the Galactic Concord. Its corridors stretched out like arteries of steel and ice, half lit by flickering panels. He was alive. That was enough for now. Then he heard the sound. A voice, not human. Soft, broken, but pleading. Following it, Rowan found a collapsed corridor where blue light pulsed faintly beneath rubble. He dug with bleeding hands until he uncovered a figure, slender, iridescent skin fractured by burns, eyes dim but alive. She was Andaran. Their kind were living conduits of plasma energy, once allies to humanity, now estranged after the Nexus Wars. She looked up, terrified. You'll kill me." Rowan shook his head. "Not today." He carried her to the hab dome, sealing the airlock behind them. Her body radiated faint warmth, the heat of a dying star in human arms. He laid her on a thermal pad and started emergency triage. "Name?" he asked. "Dr. Seris Kael," she whispered. "Energy Systems Division, Andaran Academy." He nodded, pressing a med-gel patch to her wound. "Rowan Hale, mechanic, last survivor of the Asterion. Guess we're stuck together." Outside, the red sun flared, its dying light painting the steel walls in blood and gold. And in that fragile moment between strangers, something began to breathe again. 3 days passed before she could walk. In that time, the two survivors learned to share silence. Rowan worked tirelessly, scavenging broken reactors and cracked conduits, keeping oxygen flowing and the power grid from collapsing. Seris watched him, fascinated. Humans worked with their hands the way her people communed with energy, intuitively, almost emotionally. He cursed softly when things failed, then laughed and tried again. She realized his persistence carried a rhythm, a heartbeat. "You treat machines as if they feel," she said one evening, voice weak but curious. Rowan looked up from the humming console. "They do in their way. You listen long enough, you start to hear what's wrong." She smiled faintly. "That's familiar." When she offered to help, her touch reignited what his tools could not. Sparks responded to her presence. Wires glowed where her fingers brushed. Together they revived the central reactor, its pulse echoing like a heartbeat through the empty corridors. Later, over ration packs, she studied him. "Why save me? Our kinds have killed each other for less." He shrugged. "Because someone has to break the pattern. Might as well start with me." Her gaze softened, silver eyes reflecting the reactor light. "Among my people, compassion is seen as weakness." He met her stare. "Among mine, it's the only thing that ever saved us." A faint tremor shook the dome as the star outside roared. They stood side by side at the viewport, two survivors staring at the fire that birthed them both. For the first time, she whispered something in her native tongue, a word that meant hope reborn. While repairing the mainframe, Seris uncovered something extraordinary, a Concord-era data core, still functional. It contained ancient terraforming logs, and a hidden AI voice that flickered to life as they powered it on. Station designation, Elysium 9. Terraform sequence incomplete. Human Andaran joint operation. Status, abandoned after the war. Rowan and Seris exchanged looks. Humanity and Andarans had built this place together, a symbol of what they'd lost. As the AI replayed fragments, holograms appeared. Laughing engineers, both species working side by side, planting seeds that glowed with plasmic life. The AI's voice softened. They called it the Light Project, to bring balance to fire and water. Seris stepped forward, transfixed. This was before the schism. Rowan's throat tightened. Before we learned to hate each other. The recordings shifted to the final days, alarms blaring, soldiers shouting. And then the message that broke them both. If we fail, bury the light deep. One day, our children will find it again. The hologram flickered out, leaving only the low hum of the reactor. Seris turned to him. They meant us. Rowan nodded slowly. Guess history's giving us a second chance. Together, they began restoring the old terraforming arrays. Each act of repair felt sacred, a continuation of something unfinished. And though neither said it aloud, both knew the truth. What had started as survival was becoming something deeper. Weeks passed. The station bloomed again. Vines sprouted from oxygen tanks, forming bioluminescent gardens. For the first time in decades, Elysium 9 breathed. But peace is never left alone. An automated Concord patrol intercepted the station's energy surge. A message arrived. Unregistered vessel detected. Prepare for inspection. Seris froze. If they find me here, an Andaran, they'll think you're a collaborator. Rowan smiled grimly. Then we'll give them something worth collaborating on. He powered the comms array, broadcasting a live signal across the sector. Footage of Elysium 9 thriving. Proof of human Andaran unity reborn. The transmission reached thousands before the patrol jammed it. Gunships entered orbit, their beams cutting through the darkness. Rowan stood by the viewport, jaw set. If they destroy us, they destroy proof that peace was possible. Seris stepped beside him, placing a glowing hand over his heart. Then let them see what peace looks like. Her energy surged into him. Two forces merging, light and life intertwined. The station's shields flared brighter than the sun itself, repelling the patrol's fire. The energy nearly tore them apart, but she held fast, voice trembling. You carry the will. I carry the flame. For one blinding moment, Elysium 9 became a star. When the light faded, the patrol ships were gone, and the station floated, still alive. Months later, the galaxy began whispering again. A signal of unknown origin broadcast across multiple systems. Images of a human and an Andaran standing together, their station orbiting a newborn garden world. It was proof, undeniable, that the old fears were wrong. Rowan and Seris became legends, though neither sought it. They continued to rebuild, teaching future arrivals how to blend technology with empathy, flame with flow. And as the Concord fractured, new alliances formed under a single banner, the Elysian Accord. One evening, as they stood beneath the dome's transparent ceiling, Seris said quietly, "Do you ever wonder what our children would think of this?" Rowan smiled. "They'll know we tried, that we built something worth protecting." She looked at him, warmth in her voice. "Among my people, creation through love is sacred. I think we've created much." Outside, the stars shimmered with reflected light from the living planet below, proof that from ruin, beauty could still rise. And in that endless night, humanity's quiet truth echoed once more across the stars. We don't conquer the darkness. We outshine it.